Oh, hey, I'd like this to be the last episode of season 5. What time is it? I don't know, it's got to be between 6:30 and 7 maybe? Oh man, the new code 95. Oh man, that's like secondary fuel pump, but it says PCM to ground. And PCM, I've been reading about that. Holy moly. That's the computer and it's let's say the grounding wire is screwed up and I fix it. That module, power train control module, does so many things that could explain a lot of the different things happening. It'd be nice. It'd be nice if it was one ground cable that needed to be cleaned and tightened, and everything else would be fixed without any new codes and with the engine running great. So, because there's still a lot to study and watched a few more videos, and there was a lot to read based on understanding this particular module, hopefully it's nothing related to going into where the fuel pump is. That stuff is harder to get to, and even the computer might be a bit hard, but I think I want to do that tomorrow morning instead of going to the pool that one time in Williams Lake, so I may never go because I still want to leave early Sunday morning without a place to go, just leave. So I did want to email the lady that works HR for Williams Lake and say, hey, I think I'll be finished fixing a few things soon. Do you have any questions for me before I leave Williams Lake? She'll think it's a weird email. She'll say no. And then I'll say, too bad, I had a lot of good answers. And she asked me if I had any more questions after I asked about the job posting that I was the only one that applied for. And so other good things I could do while I go to Williams Lake, maybe for the last time, but in the later part of tomorrow, is in case my diagnostics tomorrow finalize what I should order and I look for the receipts and maybe return things at the same time. Maybe even make an appointment for changing the transmission oil and gasket that's been leaking a little bit. And at that place also that maybe put too much oil, because it's not just that he shot some oil into the tube with pressure that goes into the air intake, the air filter, but it's still too full. And it could be my angle is a bit off, but I don't think so. I think he put way too much. He was distracted maybe, or he didn't get the right measurement. And it's not always good to have too much oil for the valves, so I might remove a little bit, and I might also borrow the phone for the last time at Salvation Army to say thank you for my mom for the early birthday gift that I got last week. I said I'd call her this week to confirm I got it. And food bank last time, laundry last time. And that girl that was that first truck when I was leaving, returning that part that I didn't end up using, she was outside and she kind of recognized me, so I waved to her. She waved to me first, and I waved to her. She might have just been nice because she recognized me, but she is somebody that if I stayed around, I would have made conversation with her because she did seem more sociable than the norm. She's probably a big age difference from me, though. But I mean, I think I think ladies in towns like this that might be, let's say, in their late 20s, and they don't meet a lot of guys who can make conversation. She might not mind that I'm older, but anyways, I don't think I'll go and make conversation with her tomorrow. But that'd be out of my way. Uh, so yeah, so that's it. And of course, picking up some few last and dropping off at the library, but picking up some few holds that might have, and then returning them in other libraries. So, and maybe even having the appointment for the oil transmission at a different place that is the same franchise. So yeah, but I gotta say about this vehicle though is, not just that it was sitting a long time by the ocean in Courtenay, but also just the people that worked on it. A lot of different electrical things by different people that were just MacGyverizing things. without the intelligence of MacGyver, or just not realizing MacGyver's solutions are temporary, and also the fact that other mechanics I paid. So I'm learning so much now. I'm kind of happy. I'm into it. I'm into reading that stuff and the problem solving with it. I want to say also that electric cars, by the way, in a way, are simpler. I mean, it's advanced technology compared to this 1989 Ford E350, but it's not going to be made user friendly for people to work on because they want to make money. I mean, and of course they will talk about how complex they are, and they will make them look complex, and they will what's the word, over complexify them. I don't think I can say that. Make them too complex, or maybe I can, and I'm the first one to say it. And in part, they could say, well, it's because if somebody works on it and gets electrocuted, we're liable. So nobody should work on it. And very likely, I believe, when enough people have electric cars, they're going to wait for a few people to get hurt from the battery discharge. And they're going to outlaw maybe in certain jurisdiction to work on your vehicle, even when it's past warranty and even when, you can figure it out. The thing is they're simpler systems compared to all the different moving parts of internal combustion engines, but they don't want to make it simple for people to fix, even if it's just picking up a part at a junkyard and trying to change it. I mean, people will eventually do that, but eventually when somebody's had the car long enough, they might try that, even though the batteries might not last that long. And of course, there'll be wars and supply chain issues, and they'll say, oh, yeah, well, we were trying to save the planet, but now we're not allies with this country anymore because things changed so much more during the end game of the Anthropocene. So I think it'll be like Cuba is now. There will be people like me will be going to junkyards more and fixing things for me or for others, because what I'm learning here will help me with my motorcycle too. But the thing is I don't want to spend a lot of time on this for others, right? So, yeah, so I'm happy with what I'm learning, but it turns out it might be a lot more complex than I thought. I thought I was close to a solution, but these codes are changing a few times, and it makes it, oh man, that problem solving has to kind of go from here to there. I got to remember these terms. I got to remember, okay. So aside from powertrain control module, which would maybe even explain the battery overcharging issue, maybe, and a lot of the inconsistent ways that it hasn't been running well would all fall under that being screwed up. And yeah, but there's also fuse links, fuse boxes I haven't really explored that much yet. So those are things I could do tomorrow. And I didn't even shave. I'm gonna shave tomorrow, and I'm still trying to put away some more laundry that I did now. And I'm getting a bit of a headache from not last night, but the night before, where I didn't have heat because it broke down where there was no power. And just being cold and hot when I was working on the vehicle just threw me off a little bit. So I'm going to take a Tylenol and watch the rest of that first Star Trek movie with the characters from Star Trek The Next Generation. But am I going to give up when things get complicated to fix this? Am I that kind of guy? No, especially when it comes to troubleshooting and problem solving. I mean, this is growing up. I remember a lot of times you want to blame people for not helping you or blame people for not giving you the answer or being greedy. But the thing is I have access to the internet. I have this book. I have tools. I have the multimeter that I should still be learning more and more how to test things. I might not know all the terms for things, but I can take pictures, although I can't show on this phone clearly now with the screen is crappy. I mean, when I load it on the internet or my computer, it's fine, but not on the screen. And there's a lot of ways that I can problem solve doing this stuff myself, and it's not how I'd like to spend most of my time. But it's still enjoyable, the problem solving process, and I'm not going to win any prizes, and I'm sorry I'm not trying to sell you any products. Some of you guys might say, hey, I got that vehicle, I want to see it. What the hell, I had to listen to all these 4 or 5 videos, and finally I find out that the way he fixed it is different than what I had to do. But at least I didn't try to sell you t-shirts or have these ads. Oh my God, like these guys that don't seem to know that much. You gotta wait for 15 seconds of an ad. Man, I hope this doesn't happen when you guys watch my videos. It's not supposed to. I have videos on YouTube right now that have been 3 views and I'm the 3 views, and 2 likes and I'm the 2 likes for my 2 different accounts. And it mentions, like me saying, stop advertising CIBC on my, and sending it to YouTube and mentioning YouTube. And so, of course, YouTube is not allowing anybody to see this, it looks like, compared to my other ones. And some are really short, like less than a minute. And other things where I criticize Dell, I noticed that one is not, and it's a short one, and it's not getting more views. Now, of course, I'm not putting, is it called tags? I'm not putting that anymore. But again, I'm not trying to get views, right? I'm just trying to post my life. And let's say in 10 years, I reopen my videos and I watch them. It'll be so therapeutic. This is really who I was. The Homo sapiens who, the elusive Homo sapien who wasn't trying to sell you t-shirts or get views or get you to agree with me or was getting upset all the time. This is just what it feels like for me living during your Anthropocene, because your species that I share DNA with, but not up here, very different up here, has made it that I have to kind of watch videos of myself and say, yep, if it's true what you said about you, your priorities, your values, your integrity, your morals, your ethics, yep, that is exactly how you would have lived your life. You are a very congruent person, and that's the kind of basic therapy from my videos. And, I can rewatch them, and never get dementia, not just because of that, but because my brain is more disciplined than yours and better trained than yours. And it's not because somebody else trained it, it's because I did the work.